The Golden Boy Award is given every year to the best and most promising young footballer. Legends like Messi, Rooney, Fabregas and Aguero have all won this award. And current stars such as Mbappe, Haaland and Bellingham are also among the winners. The award is a strong indicator of the incredible talent a young footballer possesses, and in 2015, the winner was a young French player named Anthony Martial. He exhibited impressive talent during his time at Monaco, drawing attention from some of the biggest clubs in Europe. However, unlike many winners of this award, his career has not unfolded as many had hoped and expected. So let's explore what really happened. Martial started his professional career at Lyon, where he rose through the ranks. But after making just 4 appearances for the club, Martial was signed by Monaco for €5 million in 2013. In his debut season, the 17-year-old was gradually integrated into the first team, and by the following season, Martial made 36 league appearances for Monaco, where he scored 9 goals and set up a further 4, an impressive return for a 19-year-old in his first full season. This attracted interest from several top clubs across Europe, but as the transfer window neared its closing date, it looked increasingly likely that he would stay at Monaco. That is until Manchester United made an unexpected move for him on the deadline day, finalizing a deal for £36 million, with the potential to rise to £58 million. It was the highest fee ever paid for a teenager at the time, so many people understandably had their eyebrows raised regarding the price, especially given its potential to rise to £58 million. For the fee to rise up to £58 million, 3 clauses had to be activated. The first was if he managed to score 25 Premier League goals in the next 4 years, and the second was if he made 25 appearances for France before 2019. The third and final clause, and by far the most outlandish, was if Martial won the Ballon d'Or in that same period. This shows how highly he was regarded in France, with many already calling him the new Thierry Henry. So United fans were understandably very excited about his arrival, and their excitement only grew as Martial scored a beautiful goal on his debut against their arch rivals Liverpool. He finished the season with an impressive 17 goals in all competitions, which earned him a spot on the 2016 French Euro squad. But things started to go south for Martial, as Louis van Gaal was sacked and replaced by Jose Mourinho. While Martial showed a promise as a number 9, the Portuguese coach had a different idea, as he brought in Zlatan Ibrahimovic for that role, which would limit Martial's game time. And the decision to strip Martial of his number in favor of Ibrahimovic pretty much cemented that notion. Martial later told France Football how that made him feel, saying, "I tell him that I prefer to keep my number 9. When I return to the club, I see my jersey with the number 11. The story did not start well. He disrespected me straight up." So Martial and Mourinho did not start on the best of terms. This, coupled with Zlatan's arrival, limited Martial's role in the team, as he started less than half of United's game in Jose's first season in charge, and he only managed to score 4 Premier League goals that season. But he got off to an incredible start in the next season, scoring 9 goals in the league by January and leading the top scoring chart of the club. But just as things started to look on track for Martial, he faced another challenge, as Manchester United signed Alexis Sanchez from Arsenal in January 2018. Martial later reflected upon the situation as follows: "The second season I was the team's top scorer in the first part of the season. He then brought in Alexis Sanchez and I hardly played anymore. It cost me dearly. I should have been there." Martial was disappointed that his dip in form in the second half of the season cost him a chance of winning the World Cup, as he wasn't called up for the French national team. While he wouldn't blame himself, Mourinho had expressed his disappointment in Martial's commitment and performance levels on different occasions. Sometimes his body language was indicative of such behaviors while on the pitch, so the Portuguese might have had a point with that. But Martial and Jose would soon part ways, as the coach was sacked in the following season after a bad run of results, and in came Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Martial scored a goal in Ole's first game in charge, and a special relationship brewed between the pair ever since. And Martial finished that season with 12 goals in all competitions. And it was during this season that Martial finally hit the 25 Premier League goal mark, activating one of the clauses in his contract, which helped Monaco gain an additional £7.2 million, raising his fee to a total of £43.2 million. In Ole's second season in charge, Martial enjoyed his most prolific season to date, as he scored 23 goals and set up a further 11 in all competitions, despite missing a handful of games due to injuries. So fans and the club felt that his moment had finally come, and they believed they would finally see the player they paid big money for as he approached his peak years. But those hopes were soon crushed, as Martial struggled with recurring injuries, spending more time off the pitch than on it. So in the 2020-21 season, Martial missed many games due to injuries, and even when he was fit, he didn't look like the player from the previous season, and he finished the campaign with only 7 goals. The following season was not too different, with Martial missing games due to injuries and making only a handful of appearances, and only scoring just 1 goal. His situation was further complicated by the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo and the emergence of Mason Greenwood, which kept him away from the starting 11 even when he was fit. So in a last-ditch effort to boost his confidence and give him more game time, United loaned him out to Sevilla. And despite the excitement of the Sevilla fans, the story remained the same. Martial missed half of Sevilla's games and returned to United after scoring just 1 goal. Some of his performances were so poor that he was booed by the Sevilla fans, and it seemed like Jose Mourinho's comments about his attitude were proving to be accurate, and the media continued to question his work rate. So at this point, things were not looking good for Martial. But the arrival of Erik ten Hag gave Martial a much needed hope, as the Dutchman was eager to integrate him into the team and was against the idea of selling the Frenchman. However, Martial's injury problems worsened, causing him to miss more than half of the games and finish the season with only 9 goals, a stark contrast to someone like Rashford, who scored over 30 goals that same season. As a result, Martial's value to the team diminished significantly. This was further highlighted when United signed 20-year-old Rasmus Højlund to lead their attack for the foreseeable future. While United were willing to part ways with Martial, no potential suitors approached them, so he stayed at the club for another season, taking on the role of a substitute. Sometimes even when he was subbed in for Højlund, fans booed the decision, preferring the young player over Anthony Martial. To make matters worse, his injury woes persisted, and by the latter part of the season, he couldn't even make the matchday squad after falling out of favor with the manager, finishing the season with just 2 goals. At an age where he should be at his peak, Martial is currently at rock bottom. With United eager to let him go and with very few teams showing interest, it remains to be seen where he will end up in the near future. Injuries, his attitude, and even luck can be cited as the reasons for his current situation, and his trajectory from a talented prodigy to a flop is one of the sadder stories in football. However, at 28, Martial still has time to turn things around if everything aligns for him soon. But for a story with a different trajectory, where a player came to the Premier League as a flop and left as a great, check out this video. Until next time, see ya.